So in our last video we saw that just creating the frame itself did not cause any kind of window to pop up, or we didn't see anything interesting or new. And I think I mentioned this in the last video also, that it says actually right here, constructs a new initially invisible frame object with the specified title. So we have to do something to make this frame visible. And there's actually a method called setVisible right here that's an inherited method, and we'll talk about inheritance in a later video, but setVisible is inherited from window, which means that frame knows how to do it. And let me just click on that so we can get. So basically, the way setVisible works, this might just be taking too long to. I might have to just explain. Oh, there it is. Okay. So the way that setVisible works is it needs a Boolean value, a true or a false. So and right here, this input variable b. So think of this as we talked before about functions having a function definition, right, where there's some x in here, and then there's when you actually use it, you have to put it in actual value in there. For computer languages, this variable might be type Boolean, it might be an integer, it might be a lot of different things, right? So we have to specify what kind of value we want, if we want a Boolean value or an integer value or whatever, because that does make a difference in Java and other typed languages. So we say here when we say setVisible, we need a Boolean, and we're giving it the name b, just in the context of this explanation in here. So this parameter b, if it's true, makes the window visible, otherwise it hides the window. Okay, and when we start out, the window is hidden. It told us already that we have an invisible frame, right? So let's try making our frame visible. Now the way you ask a frame to do something, just like we said, out system, we have this system.out object, and we ask it to do println. The way you ask a frame to do something is you say frame and then dot, and look at all these nice actions that pop up. One of them being our setVisible should be down here someplace. If I say S, does that get me there closer? Yeah. So set, if I type in S, gets me a little closer. setVisible right here. And again, it wants a Boolean. So I say setVisible, and it popped in true by default, which is actually what we wanted. So since this is Boolean, the values you could put in would be either true or false. So you put a false in if you wanted to hide the window, right? Okay, so let's try running this. Run. And we got our little hello world coming up, and oh, look at what we got up here. I don't know if you can even see it. It's so tiny. So there's, it looks like it defaults to having almost no size at all, just the windows to it. But if we open it up, we can see, look at that. We have hello world, right? And we have a nice window. There's nothing in the window because we haven't added anything to it. We're not quite done though, because look, if we click here on the X to try to close the window, we can't close it. Yikes. So the only way we can close it actually is if I'm scooching it over, and then if I say run and go down here and say stop build/run. So if you have a build going that's not stopping, or if you have something running that won't stop, you can always go down here and click on it, and now our window has gone away and it says build stopped, total time 58 seconds, and so on. So now we have a couple of issues. One was that the window was really tiny. So we can actually go in and set the size. And then another thing is, how do we click it to make it close? So we'll pick up on those. I think what we'll do in the next video is set the size, and then the video after that we'll start working on making it so it can close.